In this video, I'm going to show you the new work item editor that has been introduced in Rational Team Concert 603 for Microsoft Visual Studio Client. It replaces the existing native editor. Let me open an existing work item. This is how the new editor looks. It is effectively a simplified web editor embedded inside RTC for Visual Studio Client and having a native integration. The advantage with this new editor is that it provides all the richness of a web client like script-based attribute customization, client-side validation, etc., which were otherwise not available in the native editor. Since it is the first release where integrated web editor has been introduced, we have only hidden the native editor and not removed it completely. But this is expected to be removed in the future releases. In 603, it is still possible to use the native editor via preference. You can go to Tools, Options, Team Concert, General. Here you can uncheck this box to be able to use the native editor. Now let us take a closer look at the new editor. Let me create a new work item. So I go to Project Area, Work Items. Now create a task. Let me fill in the details. Let me assign this an iteration. As you can see, it shows releases and milestones in the form of hierarchy. Similar is the case for filed against, where you can see category and its subcategories. Let me add a tag to this work item. You can see an autofill is also available if the tag is already present. In the comment field, let me try putting an @ message. Here you can see it shows user in current context. You can also pick a user from the picker. Now let me show you a script-based client validation. I have already configured a validation script for due date. For example, due date should not be more than 2 days from current date in case of high priority. In this case, it will show an error message. Let me select another date less than 2 days from the current date. It should not show any error message. Here, next to the title, you will see a small drop-down arrow. Click on it. It brings up a menu with a bunch of action that you can perform on this work item. Basically, it has all the actions that were available with the native editor. In the top right corner, you can see some more actions like delete work item, create work item copy, move or copy this work item to another project area. Some of these actions were not available in the native editor. Let me open another work item where I have already added some more content. Let's go to the Links tab. Click on the drop down here. It lists the actions that can be performed on this selected work item. I have already attached some change sets to this work item from pending changes. You can perform operations on these change sets similar to the native editor. Here you can select one or more change sets. This drop-down provides actions that can be performed on the selection from the work item context. For example, let's say we want to accept these change sets in our repository workspace. Let's go to pending changes. Those change sets are now a part of the repository workspace, and you can see that they appear as outgoing changes. Now let me open the History tab. It shows the history of this work item. As you would notice, it looks slightly richer when compared to the native editor. Click on these links, open it in the change summary view. Similarly, click on the work item link, opens it in a new editor window. Feel free to provide feedback, ask questions on Jazz.net.